Good morning and welcome back to the channel. So the campsite is literally next to the ferry port. It was okay. Busy though, they've crammed a lot of people in. I did ask if he had space for 2 tents. He said, yeah, sure, no problem. Trying to get 2 tents into such a small area was very, very challenging. By the way, this is Stefan, German lad that I met just before the ferry in Bordeaux. Travel in the same direction, so we'll ride for a bit. He's going straight to Nordkapp from here. I'm going to stay another day on Lofoten, but now going down to I think that's how you pronounce it. Find a coffee shop, get some breakfast. Don't think anything's open until 9 o'clock and it's only 7:30. And it's very warm, by the way, with the sun being up already, which is great, and the weather forecast is going to be like this for a few days. So I'll catch up with you in a bit after the breakfast stop and then do a bit of exploring on Lofoten. Just had a bit of a breakfast coffee stop in the car park. Made a bit of a plan, so I know where I'm going, basically towards the top end of the island. $350 kilometers should be enough for today. Today will be a tour of Lofoten and stay in a campsite towards the top end somewhere and leave tomorrow. Certainly a stunning place. The colour of the water, I don't know if the GoPro will bring that out. It's like a blue platinum. I wanted to go over the bridge, never mind. The downside of a popular tourist peninsula with narrow roads. Gonna turn off and go see how close I can get to this famous football pitch that's on the island. I've set it as a waypoint and we'll see how close we can get. It's Sunday today, so it might be that there's a match on, I don't know. It's worth a look whilst we're in this area. It looks like a lovely place to live when the sun's shining, but when it's 24 hours worth of darkness, I don't know about that. Definitely going over this bridge. As much as Lofoten's quite popular, I think if you get the timing right, the traffic does spread out quite a lot over the island, so you're not always stuck behind loads of camper vans. I mean, in the summer and sunshine, this place looks amazing. Every corner you turn around, there's a mountain still covered in snow in July. Visit to the famous football pitch. I mean, it looks better from a drone, obviously. The other good thing about the motorcycle is you can ride all the way there rather than having to walk, especially in this heat. Anyway, onwards. So I have put a marker down for a campsite at the very top end of the island to aim for. If I get there, fine. If not, we'll see where I am by the end of 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then play it by ear. For now, get out of this hustle and bustle and back on the route, and I'll catch up with you within a bit. Again, you get a different perspective if you're travelling the same road back. It's actually quite nicely illuminated because I'm not riding into the sun. It's funny, with the exception of the snow on the ridgeline up there, as I turned this corner on the road, it reminded me of Queensland, just north of Brisbane, the Glasshouse Mountains. Sort of the colours and the rocks. Yeah, it's just strange. Tired. Apologies, bit of a yawn there. Got a very good night's sleep last night. The tent was quite warm. It was after 11 o'clock by the time everything was in place and was ready to bed down. Even at that time of night, it was still 18-19 degrees, but the temperatures did drop in the early hours. I woke up a couple of times, as I normally do these days. Even though the campsite was crammed, the pitch was good. The ground was firm, no rocks, So very good night's sleep. This trip I've not had a day off the bike. When I did my European trip last year, there was a couple of occasions where I had a day off and didn't ride. This time round, yeah, every day on the bike. Mainly because there's a lot more mileage. It's double the amount of mileage that I did on my trip last year. Well, over a week into the trip, and it's the first time I've had to charge from the bike. So the GoPro batteries, I've now put my last one in, and I'm going to charge a couple as I ride. Not guaranteed electricity at the campsite tonight, so charge on the go, problems golden away. There's actually more roadworks on Lofoten than I expected there to be, given it that it's the tourist season. But then again, thinking about it, when it's dark and it's covered in snow, you won't be able to be laying the road, so it makes sense to do it when you can. It's great, the surface, relaid new tarmac, good quality roads when they're completed. Water cascading off the side of that mountain, finding its own path. This is why my sat-nav was saying unpaved roads. So that's a new one, are they extending the tunnels? Oh no, it's the Moskenes tunnel. Okay. Had a little bit of a coffee break at a petrol station, just perfect timing, because after another hour and a half, 2 hours on the bike, I was starting to flag a little. There's about an hour and a half to the campsite. My chin mount is starting to dissolve. I've put gaffer tape on it to hold it up, but I think the heat is starting to melt the glue. Just had to do some running repairs again on the chin mount because the GoPro was about to fall off. My sat nav is showing a blocked road ahead. I've just been speaking to a couple at the lay-by there, and they said it was a accident where an animal wagon had fallen over, and obviously they're clearing the mess. That's why the road's blocked, but it still could be blocked for another hour. But what I'll do is I'll ride to it and see what the situation is. Worst case, pitch a tent somewhere in there. So just had a chat to some bikers and they said you can get past if you go onto the field and go over a little bridge, but you go all the way down to where the wagon is. So we'll give it a try. Is it that way? Oh. Is he not coming? Yeah, a lot of sheep and stuff. Is he coming? Stefan is through. Perfect. The benefits of having a motorcycle. Is he coming through? Can we get through that way, yeah? This will be interesting. Yeah, so quick adventure over the grass. Looks like a load of live pigs were in the wagon. Hopefully, well, I don't know, I didn't see any carcasses. They were all munching grass in the fields, so they must have been lucky. So this side of the bridge is very quiet by the looks of things, because everybody's backed up in traffic. You never know, the campsite might even be very quiet. Get a good pitch. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so onwards to the campsite. Thanks to the guys who told me about the route through the field. They weren't on camera, but thanks to them, if they're watching this, thank you. Because if I hadn't have bumped into you, we'd be going the other way and looking for somewhere else to stay. So appreciate that very much. The western coast. Now I'm hoping tonight, if the weather stays as it is now, to check what time sunset, inverted commas, is, and then I'm going to go down to see the midnight sun. That's what I'd like to do. That food smells nice. Fortunately you don't have smelly vision, but they're frying something up. Steak. It's one of these, do you concentrate on the road moments or do you look at the scenery? Is that a parked car up there? Yeah, parked. Wow. I think the campsite's over there. See some white buildings. 11 kilometres. This is the campsite, as I can see the hot pools. Reception. Let's go check in and see how things go. Oh, okay. So he said close to the beach. Finally made it to Stave Camping. There was some really long tailbacks which you've probably seen on the video. Camp is set up. It's my tent there. Stefan, who I'm riding with at the moment, met him, as I mentioned, just before the ferry over to Lofoten. He's happy to be in the video, so he might be in it tomorrow morning. It's a bit breezy, hopefully you can hear me. That's his BMW R1200 GS and the trusty Triumph Tiger 1200. This is the campsite. It's quite a large campsite. I'll show you the beach down here. We're right on the sea. Hopefully I'll get to see the midnight sun. That's fantastic views. It's a bit breezy because you're right on the sea. The sun's going to go down over there somewhere. Interesting day on the bike today. Crossed Lofoten, stay here overnight, and then tomorrow crossing the ferry back to the mainland and push to get to Nordkapp. So I'll catch up with you in a bit.